Hello, everybody, and welcome to Doki Doki Blue Skies. Or welcome back, I guess I should say. I'm saying welcome because it's been a hot minute, as the kids are saying, since I've played this game. And I think we're on, episode 7. So, episode 7 of Doki Doki Blue Skies. And you might be thinking, what the heck happened? You know, it's been a minute for me too. And by this scenery, we can tell that we are inside our house. And Yuri is coming over, and we're going to work on some pamphlets, but that's not really the important part. We're going to work on our love, if you know what I'm saying, developing a kind and respecting relationship with Yuri. So, go ahead, strap in, strap on, get ready. Episode 7, coming at you. Let's begin. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Yuri's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Yuri is clearly an introvert and also an intimate person in general. There's no doubt that she'll open up a little bit when it's just the two of us. Meanwhile, we've even been texting occasionally. Okay, that's epic. She was extremely apprehensive at first, but it wasn't long before I was already learning more about her. I peek out of my window and notice... Yuri? She's not supposed to be here for a little while. I'm still wanking it. I go downstairs and open the front door. I was worried this was the wrong house. I probably should have asked about it earlier. No, it's okay. You're a bit early though. But that's alright. I'm glad I took the time to tidy things up before she arrived. If she'd arrived early and I hadn't done anything, I would have been really embarrassed. Were you waiting for a long time? No, I just got here. I suppose I was just a bit anxious that I'd follow your directions wrong. You always could have texted me. If I had known, I would have reassured you and hurried more on my way home. I suppose that's true. I didn't think of that for some reason. I like this music. It should be common sense to do that, but I decided to ignore it. I see you brought a lot of stuff with you. That's right. And did you manage to find everything I asked you to buy as well? Well, I actually had a bit of trouble. Is that so, retard? Yuri had texted me a list of art supplies yesterday, and I was supposed to pick them up for today. It probably works out better this way, since she'll be able to get exactly what she's looking for. Well, we should be able to take some things from the art room at school. As long as I could leave my things at your house first. I'd rather not carry them with me. Sure, no problem. I quickly open up the front door to my house and Yuri places her things just past it. That way we'll see them as soon as we get back. Right then, shall we? The two of us briskly start walking to school. The weather is beautiful and a light breeze blows throughout the streets. Yuri is rather quiet, but she doesn't seem to be annoyed. I've come to learn that she tends to appreciate things from afar, so her silence isn't too worrying. It's odd being at school on the weekends. The mood of the place feels totally different without the crowds of students around. Yuri leads me down a long corridor until we reach a large, imposing door. This should be it. With a slight creak, she opens the door and heads inside. Dang, we've never had this many changes of scenery, ever in this game, or any game for that matter. We've changed places like 8 times or so. Anyway, the smell of dried paint lingers in the air. While not terribly large, this place should have what we're looking for. Okay, so we'll need a large cloth banner and some paints. Do you have brushes already, retard? I think so. It couldn't hurt to get some more, though. Yuri strides through the classroom, a determined look on her face. It's a quite stunning contrast to how she usually appears. I kinda like it. She bends down and pulls a long, thick sheet of fabric from a shelf down below. With surprising haste, she folds it up into a neat bundle and tucks it under her arm. You know, Markapi. Yeah? Well... She closes her eyes, taking a quick breath. I know we haven't even started yet, but this is nice. We're doing something so simple together, yet it feels so enrapturing. Eh? That's a bit forward, isn't it? Yuri seems to think so too as her face flushes. I didn't mean for that to sound so serious. Ooh, we're not even decorating yet and I'm rushing things. Ruining things. Sorry, I'm retarded. She retreats into the deep purple shroud of her hair, fidgeting with a loose strand. Now this is the Yuri I'm more accustomed to. Yuri, I thought we went over this. You don't have to worry about that. I know that's just your way of expressing how excited you are to start working on our part for the festival, and I'm excited too. Okay, if that's how you really feel. She nervously scans the shelves, picking out the various different paints we'll need. In the end, we spent a bit more time than I was expecting here. It seems Yuri really pays attention to the quality of what she wants. But if it'll make things go well with Yuri today, I don't mind. Right, shall we head back to my place and get started on this? Yes, we should have everything we need now. Epic. Once we arrive back at my house, I unlock the door and guide her up to my bedroom. Nice. There should be enough space for us to work on the banner up there. As soon as I open the door, Yuri wanders around my room curiously. Markapi, your house is remarkably tidy. Haha. I cleaned it before you came over, so... Oh, you didn't have to do that for me, just for me. No? I would be really embarrassed for my room to be a mess while you're here. I see. That makes sense. After all, a clean room makes a clear mind, does it not? Cleaning can be very therapeutic. I would have been more than happy to have helped you. Please, what kind of host would I be if I left this place a tip? Besides, I'd like to know where everything is in my room. Everything has its own place, you know? Yuri nods and walks over to my desk. She carefully studies the various collectibles I have set up on it. Suddenly, she reaches down and... Wait, don't look in there! I snatch Yuri's wrist, which was in the process of opening a desk drawer of mine. Do forgive me, Markapi. I shouldn't be poking around the property of others. I don't know why I did that. It's okay. Well, never mind. I'm glad I managed to catch her before she got a chance to look inside. There's things in there that I'm not really comfortable sharing with others. Yeah, we all have a drawer like that. That is the truth. I let go of Yuri's wrist. She starts to fidget with her hands, gently squeezing them. So, what did you have planned, Yuri? Yes. I thought about some ways we could transform the club room. With the right atmospheric pieces, we could morph the world into our own citadel of Scansion. Our domain of Declension. Our... Yuri blushes. Perhaps she feels as though she got a bit carried away. That sounds ambitious. What kind of atmospheric pieces were you thinking of? Well, even something as simple as adjusting the lighting or employing aromatherapy could be wonderful. Wow. I'm impressed, Yuri. You've really put a lot of thought into this. It's nothing, really. I was just hoping that I could make our recital an event that plucks at the soul. Through our words, our visitors can experience our struggles and strife vicariously. Fuck, man. When she uses big words like that and I have to do that voice, it just it's a recipe for disaster. That sounds intense. Intense? What is this, a circus, retard? I guess that's the best way to put it. Is that a bad thing? No, not at all. It's something that I like about you, actually. Is that so? That makes me feel relieved. And kind of happy. Yeah, no need to be so anxious. You can relax a little. Relax. I brought some things for relaxation. I was going to use them during the poetry event. Oh yeah? Like what? Let's see. Yuri rummages through her bag. She pulls out a cylindrical wooden object and places it on my desk. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of Wawa. You should do the same. There we go. I thought about covering the windows up and having small candles provide the room's illumination. I think it would make our event much more of an intimate affair. Don't you agree? Yeah. The way Yuri worded that sounds a bit forward, doesn't it? I chose not to press it, though. What's that one thing, though? Oh, it's an oil diffuser. It's actually my personal one from home. Tell me, Markapi, how much do you know about aromatherapy? Not as much as I'd like to. Well, let me tell you about it a little. I believe the scent of an area can completely alter how we perceive it. Being able to alter the aura of the room like that, there's something magical about it. Yuri opens it up and retrieves a tiny glass bottle from her bag alongside a bigger plastic one filled with water. She empties the larger bottle into the diffuser, then uncaps the tiny bottles and adds a few drops to it, then pushes a button. Within seconds, a delightful smelling mist delicately floats out of it. Wow, that smells wonderful. What was that stuff you were adding to it? It's my favorite essential oil. It's derived from the jasmine flower. It has a beautiful, alluring scent. Wouldn't you agree? It really does smell nice. Was there a particular reason you chose it? Well, while it's true that jasmine can aid relaxation, it has various other properties. It can enhance your emotions and stir the mind. What might simply be curiosity can grow into enrapturing awe and wonder. A mild interest can blossom into an exciting infatuation. Some would describe it as an aphrodisiac. Oh my, an aphrodisiac. Yuri, you shouldn't have. But I think that has more to do with the warm feelings it can give you. You're drawn in, your heart pounding along with the world around you. Doesn't that sound pulchritudinous? Pulchritudinous, Markapi. Yes. Yeah, I think that'd be perfect. I'm not sure what that word means, but based on her reaction, it must mean something good. You're quite an expert on this, aren't you? I'll trust your judgment. Yuri smiles gently, clearly enjoying herself. She again reaches into her bag and pulls out several spools of thin ribbon. What are those for? Well, did you purchase the origami paper I asked you to get? Yeah, I have it over here. We won't be using the paper for folding origami. What I'd like to do is write a different kanji character on each paper. We'll need about 100 of them. Oh yeah? What will those be used for? Well, I'm going to cut pieces of ribbon to hang from the doorway of the classroom. Then we can fasten the kanji paper onto the ribbons to create a doorway curtain. Wouldn't that be beautiful? It would also catch the eyes of those passing by the room. It may attract some to peek inside. That's really creative. I had no idea you'd be so good at this, Yuri. Is that so? Well, I suppose I do get a little intense, as you'd put it. Hoo hoo hoo. Yuri giggles with red cheeks. Is it just me, or is she more relaxed when it's just the two of us? Or maybe it's the excitement she feels from sharing something that she enjoys. Here's a marker, Markapi. You can write any characters you want. I'll help you once I finish cutting the ribbons. All right. Sitting on the floor together, the two of us get to work. I carefully draw a different character on each paper, doing my best to manage my bad handwriting. Yuri unravels Tokyo Ghoul. You made me drink my own cup, I'm crying. Anyone know that song? It's my personal favorite. Sorry, I really do apologize. That should not be brought up here on the Markapi Sue channel. Yuri unravels a long strand of red ribbon to her desired length. Then she reaches into her bag once more and pulls out a pocket knife. The knife is strangely beautiful. What if this mod was just all a hoax And it all leads to this path where Yuri pulls out the pocket knife and just freaking kills us, man. That'd be the biggest plot twist of the century. Doki Doki Blue Skies, the hidden mod in all of this. The knife is strangely beautiful. The silver handle has an intricate pattern of waves etched into it. The blade itself is gently tinted blue. That's no ordinary pocket knife. It looks really fancy. Well, embarrassed, Yuri looks away. What is it? You're going to think it's weird. Yuri, whatever it is, I have no reason to judge. To each their own, you know? If you promise you won't be weirded out. Yeah, I promise. Alright. The thing is, I'm kind of into knives. They're just so pretty. I can't help it. I don't know what it is. The combination of craftsmanship and feeling of danger, maybe. What am I saying? Please don't think I'm weird for this. You're laughing at me. No, I'm not laughing at you. It's just funny how nervous you get about sharing. It's an interesting thing to be into, I guess. But I think it kind of suits you. Suits me? Yeah, it's kind of intense. Besides, it's a really cool looking knife. I can't deny that. It is, isn't it? Yuri relaxes her expression once again. I take a little sip of Wawa here. Yuri looking like a whole 5-course dinner. All right. Would you like to hold it? Sure, I'll check it out. Yuri carefully hands me the knife with the handle facing me. I take it and turn it around in my hands. It feels heavy and extremely solid. Where do you even get a knife like this? Curious of its sharpness, I feel the point of the knife with my index finger. Ow! Markapi! Why did you do that, retard? Knives are sharp. I didn't expect it to be that sharp. I barely touched it at all. It's my fault, even though you're retarded. I should have warned you. This knife is extremely sharp. It can cut through skin like it's paper. Oh no. A small drop of blood trickles down the side of my finger. Yuri takes my hand and gives the wound a closer look. That's... She stares at it and noticeably fidgets. Where do you keep your first aid kit? We'll need to sterilize the wound, then wrap it to halt the blood flow. Do you have gauze? It should... I raise my hand, cutting Yuri off. Yuri, I don't think it's that serious. I probably just need a bandage. Yuri's pupils narrow, perhaps afraid that she went too far. But I appreciate your concern. Will you be okay for a little while? Yes, of course. In the original Doki Doki game, she sucks our finger to... Her saliva sterilizes our wound, but I guess in this one we're just gonna get a band-aid. I'm somewhat disappointed, but that's okay. That's alright. Show must go on. I quickly run to the kitchen and rinse the cut, then apply a small plaster. It stings a little, but that should be the worst of it. As I return, Yuri's eyes dart around the room as though she were too embarrassed to look at me. Oh no, did she look inside the... Oh no. Yuri found the poop sock. Alright, if that's not the name of this episode, come back here. I messed up. Yuri found the poop sock. Should be the title of this episode. I really hope so. I went a bit overboard there. I'm sorry if I made things awkward. Yuri hangs her head shamefully. Yuri. My parents were doctors, so I always tend to jump to the most severe conclusions when it comes to personal injury. I never know how to read the situation. I'm sorry for making you feel so out of place. In your own home, no less. Yuri, she's way too harsh on herself. How can I fix this? It's really okay. Your heart was in the right place. She doesn't look up. I appreciate that you were concerned about me, but I'm fine, see? It was only a tiny nick. It's my fault anyway for being so careless with your knife. I see. The panic in her eyes evaporates, replaced by a calming stillness. Seeing her ease up a bit is reassuring. Maybe the oil diffuser is helping. Thank you for being patient with me, Markapi. Yuri giggles shyly. That was really cute. I was definitely not expecting it. My face grows hot. Yeah, no worries. I clear my throat. We each resume our respective activities. I watch Yuri's knife cut through the ribbon like it's nothing but air. Meanwhile, I continue to make progress on the kanji. Transition. After we finish attaching the paper to the ribbons, we lay them all out side by side. It looks better than I expected and seems like it'll be very effective as a door curtain. It looks great. Good thinking coming up with this, Yuri. Thanks. It's going to look wonderful, isn't it? Are you ready to move on to the next task? Yeah, let's do it. What do you have in mind? Well, remember the paint and the banner? I'd like to make something with that. Something to display in the club room. Ah, that's right. Yuri had made a big deal about fetching the banner from the art room. She must have been looking forward to this. Could you retrieve the paint and brushes from the other room? I can stay here and unravel the banner. Yeah, sure. I'll be right back. Thank you very much. Oh no, she's gonna look and she's gonna find the cum sock and the poop sock. No. I head downstairs and pick up the bag filled with our acrylic paints. There's mixing palettes and several different colors. I stop to fill up a couple of cups with a water for diluting the brushes afterwards, then go back upstairs. Yuri? Markapi? As I open the door, Yuri is hurriedly rolling her sleeves over her arm. Nothing. Your face is a little red. Is it too hot in here or anything? No, not at all. There's nothing wrong, so let's get to work. I can't shake the feeling that there's something she's not telling me, but I don't push the point further. So, I think if we did a color grading across the banner, it would look wonderful. Starting with warm colors, then blending into darker shades. I thought a day to night cycle would be really pretty. Once it's finished, we could write something inspirational across it. We can hang it on the wall behind the podium at the front of the classroom. Ah, neat. What are you going to write? Well, it will be more fun to surprise you. Yuri smiles at me. If you say so. Water break time? Man, my side delts have grown so much over these past few months. Like, oh my gosh, man. Huge lateral delts here in Montana. I kneel down on the opposite side of the banner as Yuri. Yuri uses a brush and adds a few dots of different colors across the banner to serve as a color guide when we paint. This kind of reminds me of elementary school. Painting on a banner with watercolors feels a lot like the art class projects we had back then. It's relaxing. If this is too mature for you, then I'm sorry. No, I didn't mean that at all. It's kind of fun, you know? Yeah. I think that's supposed to be I. I suppose it is. I suppose it is. It suppose it is. I'm glad you feel that way, Markapi. Yuri places her brush down, pondering to herself. Most people our age want to do wild things, like cocaine and anal squat plugs, but I'm usually more comfortable doing something soothing. I'm quite content with just a bit of company. Even if it's something simple, like reading. We don't need to be talking a lot. Just having a friend next to me makes things a little bit nicer. I think that's all it takes for me to be happy. Is that so? Even if Yuri and I are quite different, I can understand where she's coming from. I feel that way about things like anime and games where simply sharing the experience with someone can make me happy. Yo bro, did you watch Boku no Pico last night? Yeah man, it was wild. That's how I feel too. I think I feel the same way. Yuri smiles gently. I knew you'd understand. Yuri leans over the banner to grab an unused paintbrush. but I move at the same time, causing my head to bump into hers. Kia! Sorry. Yuri reels back, and I quickly lift my hands in surprise. Are you hurt? I don't think so. It just startled me, that's all. Sorry, I should have asked you to get it for me. It's not your fault. Your face. There are droplets of paint on Yuri's face and neck. Is there something on my face? Yeah, I accidentally got paint on you. Sorry, it's totally my fault. I'll get the towel right away. I rush out and fetch a small towel, then I dampen it with hot water. I return to my room and kneel back down in front of her. Oh yeah, that's it right there, fellas. That's what it's all about. Here, I pat down Yuri's face and neck with the towel. Is something wrong? It's warm. I just didn't expect it. Sorry, I didn't want to use cold water. Having finished, I start to retract my hands, but Yuri suddenly holds my wrist. Hold on a moment. Eh? Just for a little longer. It feels really nice. I keep my hands still against Yuri's neck. She looks into my eyes. It's an intense expression that I recognize from when she reads her books. Almost as if she's lost in a daze, enveloped by her own thoughts. She breathes gently, half through slightly parted lips. Ew, she's a mouth breather? Gross. What is happening? Is it the aroma of the jasmine oil giving me this dizzy feeling? Yuri's gentle fingers wrapped around my wrist send a tingling sensation through my arm. And suddenly, her face seems to be much closer to mine than it was just a moment ago. Yuri slowly pulls away. Sorry. I've been feeling a little lightheaded today. I didn't mean to space out. It's fine. The moment is over as soon as it began. Yuri picks up her brush again, but her movements seem clumsier, like she's unable to focus. I remain silent, forced to ignore the event that just transpired. I hesitantly retrieve my own brush and continue following Yuri's example. That should do it. I finish filling the night sky with white dots that look like stars. Looking at the banner as a whole, it's very pretty and natural looking. I think it came out better than I expected. I'm really happy with the results. Yeah, me too. Are you going to add the lettering now? Not yet. It needs to dry first. That's true, but won't that take a while? Well, perhaps it would be best to leave it here, then have you bring it in the morning. I can do the lettering in the classroom before our event starts. Is that okay? That's totally fine. Wonderful. In that case, I don't think there's anything more for us to do here. Phew. Haha. You say that like you're glad it's over. Was I wrong to assume that you were at least enjoying yourself a little bit? No, it's not that. I'm just glad that we managed to get everything done. I see. I am too. I was a little concerned about time. I need to start making dinner soon. So you don't have any time left? I was secretly hoping we would have an extra time after finishing the work. Well, Yuri thinks to herself. I think it would be too irresponsible of me to wait much longer. I'm sorry. I was hoping there would be more time as well. It's probably my fault. Sorry for being such a slow worker. No, it's not your fault at all. And the important thing is that we got everything done, right? Yeah. So, I shouldn't be disappointed or anything. Gathering all her things, Yuri seems to look a little downcast. I understand why. It sounded like she rarely gets the opportunity to spend time with friends in a relaxed environment. But that doesn't mean this is the last time it can happen. Nice. Once Yuri packs up, I walk her out the front door. Thank you very much for having me today. No problem. I'm glad I was able to help. Just let me know if there's anything else you need me to bring tomorrow. I will. Well then, Yuri fidgets. I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wait. I kind of say that without thinking. About today. It's fine that we didn't have as much time as we wanted, because we can do this again. Whenever you want, you can come over, or we can go out somewhere. I forgot you don't like going out much. As I stumble over my words, Yuri simply smiles bashfully. Anyway, you know what I'm trying to say, so... You're very thoughtful, Markapi. Yuri takes a step closer to me, then briefly squeezes my hand. Oh, yes. I kind of like that about you. Well, how am I supposed to respond to that? I don't want to make things awkward, but... I would like to spend more time with you as well, Markapi. That's the only thing I want to hear from a girl, by the way, in case you're wondering. She takes a slow, deep breath and releases my hand. I guess I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, I'll see you at the festival. With one last smile, Yuri starts to head home. She looks back over her shoulder, but then quickly turns back around. I'm really grateful that I got to do this with Yuri. I enjoyed my time with her a lot. The way she said she simply enjoys having company, I understand exactly what she means. Tomorrow is going to be incredible. I just know it. Little transition time. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this festival. I have to agree with little protagonist here. I could end it here, and I think that's probably the best idea, because then we can just pick up like, hey, it's the day of the festival, and that's gonna be the first thing I say. That seems, yeah, we're gonna do that. All right, thank you for coming to this performance of Doki Doki Blue Skies. I hope you enjoyed your time here, and our little a pseudo date with Yuri. Get hyped, get ready, buy t-shirts. I was there for episode 8 during the festival arc, because this is going to be a festival the likes of which you have never seen. You're never going to forget it. So get ready. That's all I got to say. All right. Do me 4 favors. Go ahead, go ahead, comment, go ahead and subscribe. And one more thing, the most important actually, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.